Yours is good?
Yep.
All right, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the podcast, Modern Mindset, episode 2. Right off the bat, thank you guys for the support on episode 1.
Yep. So my name is Jesse.
We already did the introduction.
Shouldn't we do it every time?
Should we?
I feel like we should.
All right. Well,
I feel like it's important to establish who it is and who's talking and stuff like that.
Okay.
So we should just do it right away. What's going on, guys? My name is David.
True.
My name is Jesse.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Sweet. So that's us.
Take 3.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah. So thanks, guys, for the love on episode 1.
Yes.
We're officially on Spotify. So if you search Modern Mindset, Lowcals Modern Mindset on Spotify, we'll be there. Yeah, seriously, thank you for all the love. I mean, we're on YouTube, IGTV, Spotify now, so it's super sick and we're growing. So
yes, thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it. We didn't really know what to expect for the first episode, so I'm pretty stoked to see all the people commenting and actually entering the giveaway we did last time. So it's very cool.
Yeah, speaking of the giveaway, let's quickly just announce who won.
Yep.
So yeah, if you want to enter more giveaways, just stay tuned, keep listening. But the winners of the first podcast was for YouTube, Magius Kujukola. His name's super hard to pronounce, but we'll respond to your comment and let you know.
Yeah, and then 2 from IG, we had Biddles D and Addison Soderquist. So thank you guys for listening all the way through and leaving a comment down below.
Yep, keep listening if you want to win this
We'll be
episode.
DMing you and getting your addresses and all that.
Yeah.
So
speaking of giveaways too, should we talk about the wheels? Can't say wheels?
True. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, so January, we have an exciting announcement. We haven't really posted this anywhere yet, but we're actually teaming up with Kansai Wheels yet again, and we're going to be giving away a set of Kansais, any specs, any size, any color, worldwide as well. So pretty exciting.
Yeah, more details will be coming out as we work on it.
Yeah, we'll be posting a lot of that.
Yeah.
So expect some more information on early January. We're probably going to be posting something like January 1st or 2nd, kind of more details on how to enter and things like that.
We kind of we want to do a giveaway every month of 2020.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we have a lot of stuff planned.
So we have wheels, Kansai wheels, any spec, any size planned for January, and then we have something else planned for February.
Yes.
Something else for March.
And always leveling up. We're always going to be doing something bigger and better each month. So 2020 is going to be huge. We're going to be trying to bring a ton of value to you guys, and every month giving back to our fan base and actually providing something physical to someone and things like that, It's going to be an exciting year.
Yeah, 2020. Speaking of, that's in 4 days.
Yeah.
So
Christmas was 2-3 days ago?
Yeah.
2 days ago. Damn. Yeah. So Merry Christmas to everyone listening. Happy holidays if you don't celebrate Christmas.
Yeah. Hopefully you spent lots of time with your family and loved ones and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Made memories.
Yeah, I took a few days off from the shop personally. I don't know, I kinked my neck super bad on Monday. And
speaking of, mine's sore right now.
Really?
Yeah, it's so weird.
That's weird. Nothing caused it. It was just super random. Yeah. But either way, I took a few days off from the shop. It was a good mental refresh. Spent some time with family and kind of got out of the regular habit of things.
Always
and then now we're back, kind of way more motivated, more refreshed, and getting back into things, prepping for 2020.
Yeah. Have you guys set goals yet for 2020?
Yeah.
Super important.
That's kind of what we're going to be talking about today.
Yeah. So goal setting is I guess the first step. We do get a lot of questions on how to chase after what you want, or how to kind of work towards your goals or your dreams. And I find step number 1 is always setting a clear goal, setting the intention of what you want.
That's a good way to put it.
And the more details you have for that goal, the more likely you are to accomplish it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. You see TJ Hunt just bought a Aventador?
Did he?
Yeah.
Damn.
And he it was cool. In the episode he talked about how he when he was 10 years old or something, he set the intention of getting one day, and then he actually did it. So
yeah, that's sick.
It's just cool to see proof of concept in that, and even us as well. I remember there was a day in SAIT when we were going. It was the first day of SAIT when I met. I was talking to Angus and Charles. There was a little group building project, kind of an icebreaker, and the goal was to. It was if you had $1 million, what would you do with it? And I remember telling them that I would buy a Supra and build it ridiculously. And it's just cool that in the following year I actually got that Supra. And so it's we've seen it a lot where setting the intention is absolutely crucial, because if you don't think you can do it, then like how can you ever expect to do it?
Yeah.
Right. So
and having it super clear too, because I remember that you and Angus, not to throw names, but both of you said you wanted a Supra, and only one of you got a Supra. So yeah, like super clear intentions. Like you're like, oh, I want a Supra by this time. Like I want the Supra.
I remember saying I wanted a Supra by the time we graduated. Yeah. And then I actually did it and like got it. Like even in first year, I think it was. So it's just cool to see like the actual like proof that you set the intention and then you actually follow through with it. I think the biggest part is like when you set the intention, you have to tie it with an emotional element.
Yeah, it's super important.
If you want something but you don't know why you want it, you'll never actually get it. So like, I don't know. To this day, like the Supra has been like my absolute dream car. So when I set the intention, I had like pretty much a lifelong desire to get it already. Yeah. I'm not really sure what caused it. It might have been a combination of like Fast and Furious and all those like 1,000 horsepower YouTube videos and just things like that. Like there was a lot of reasons why I wanted it. One of the biggest ones was just like to prove to myself that I could do it. And also they were like, they're such a rare car and I wanted to get one before the price went up too high, which it has done. So I'm extremely glad that I did that.
3-4 times the cost of when you got it.
But there was such an emotional element attached to it. Like I remember I would watch videos like every day and every night about Supras, and I'd be watching like walk around of my Supra and just things like that. Like anything that could get me the feeling of actually owning one. And it was like an extremely emotional attachment to it. Like I wanted one so bad. And then when it actually came true, it was cool to see like the product of all that like desire.
Yeah, that's a valid point. Like you have to have strong emotion attached to your goals. Yes. Otherwise you probably won't accomplish them. Yeah. Like the goal actually has to be something from your like heart. Something you like truly want, not just like something random that you just like think you want in this moment.
Yes.
Because you're way more likely to accomplish it if you have the feeling, like the desire to go after it.
Like a lot of people, they'll set New Year's resolutions, but they won't know why they want to do it. They'll be like, oh, I want to lose 20 pounds or I want to go to the gym every day and just things like that. But there's no reason attached to it. So that's like one of the biggest things that I can tell you guys is when you set goals for the new year, like actually break down why you want it. Yes. Like why is this goal important to me? What is my life going to look like when I achieve it? And like really visualize, what it looks like when you achieve that goal.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, it's like for the gym concept there, like if you have a goal to like lose 20 pounds, say you're overweight, or gain 20 pounds of muscle, your goal shouldn't just end at that, like, oh, I want to gain this or lose this much weight just for that reason. But think of it as like looking further into the goal, like accomplishing that will increase my confidence as a person, and then my confidence will increase my energy, and the more energy I have, more work output I can do, the more I can accomplish. Like, you know what I mean? It's like you're doing it for the feeling that your goal will bring to you.
That's so true. Yeah, like less of a materialistic point of view and more of like what emotions will accomplishing this bring to you. Yeah. I remember there's a book called As a Man Thinketh, and there's a line that says like vision directed with purpose leads to creative force. Yeah. So if your vision actually has a purpose attached to it, your subconscious mind will pick up all these cues and then you'll take action subconsciously. Yes. It's a really interesting like concept because you'll just find yourself naturally gravitating towards it, especially if you keep it in your mind often. Yeah. Which is another like very important point.
Yeah, if your goals are driven by emotion, like the emotional gain that you want from it, your subconscious mind will work at it and you'll just accomplish it easier than like consciously focusing on trying to accomplish it. And we actually did get asked on Instagram books that we recommend. And as you mentioned, As a Man Thinketh. Do you remember the author off the top of your head?
James Allen?
James Allen?
Yeah, the James Allen, that's it.
As a Man Thinketh by James Allen, and How to Win Friends and Influence People by... just a quick Google search here. I don't know. Just search How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Yeah, extremely famous book.
And like those two books for sure, definitely I would say help build the foundation of Locals and who we are as individuals. Seriously. Everything we've done and like Man, those 2 books is a must for all of you guys listening if you haven't yet.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Personal development is huge.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's like the biggest reason that we are where we are. And like, it's the biggest reason that we're going to be where we want to be is because of personal growth. Like, we're focusing on bettering ourselves every day. And as we develop ourselves, like, not only does our business improve, but like, we're able to share more knowledge with you guys and help you improve to the same level. So.
Yeah. It's always good to become more and more like consciously aware and like you know smarter, just like looking into more content, reading more books. And like if you don't like reading, all books are audiobooks online or there's different ways of learning. But like there's information, there's like millions of sources of information out there. So
just try to learn something every day. Like
do something today that your future self or even tomorrow's self will thank you for. Just like get a step closer today.
So going off of the IG questions, I know we just mentioned a couple of the books. I think that was Jacob's question or somebody like that. But either way, we have a couple more questions. So Kooky Tony is a good friend of ours back from the OG Lowcals days.
Yeah, OG.
And he asked about the laws and modifications, like laws around modifications of cars and kind of how cops are in Canada.
In Canada, yeah.
So, we have a couple stories, like anecdotal references.
I'd say Alberta, which is where we're from, is probably the most lenient.
Yeah.
We're very lucky here where we are.
Possibly in the world.
Yeah.
Like,
that's true.
I can't really think of anywhere off the top of my head that is this lenient.
Yeah,
maybe
true.
Japan, but that's just like I don't know from personal experience. I've never been there. I know we've talked to a lot of Australians and Australia is like really strict.
No. Even like the States with their import regulations and everything. But
BC used to be really good, and then in the past year or two, they've gotten extremely strict.
Yeah, so Vancouver, like BC, the far west side, the west end of Canada, super strict. They give out VIs. Like if right now there's this thing going on, like if you even have like a car that doesn't look stock or doesn't sound stock, they'll pull you over and like force you to do an inspection and like convert parts back to stock or like make your exhaust quieter. It's super dumb. Like people can't have modified cars in Vancouver right now.
Yeah, and they have to like Duke has converted his car to stock twice. So he's like replaced the control arms back to OEM spec, like
Duke
replaced
would be
the
sick
wheels.
to have on the podcast.
He would be. That's a good idea.
Yeah, but so much work, like you're saying, converting your car back to stock.
Same with Reggie. Like he built this crazy S15 and then had to convert it all back to stock.
And you get a ticket too, probably, right? So you have to pay and do all this work, and like it just sucks.
Pretty ridiculous.
So like the car scene's like being forced to die out there because it's like
I know it sucks, right?
It's like what
we used to look forward to Vancouver every year for it, and now we don't even go into Vancouver. We stay in like Burnaby and like
it's like you like modifying your cars, like that's a crime.
But Alberta is like one of the chillest. Like you can drive a car open down pipe, like negative 10 degrees camber, huge wing, like no concern. You could be right next to a cop, and as long as you're not driving like a dick or like doing anything stupid, like you're probably gonna be okay with it.
It will get you eventually, like like for like tint or like that one cop that are just like, you know what I mean. But like, for the most part, if you're beside a cop at a red light and I mean your plates aren't expired or anything, you're not driving like an idiot, you should be good.
Literally, like they might look at you twice, especially in the Supra. Like I get a lot of looks from cops because of the livery, I guess. And
and it's a Supra.
But even still, they're just like, this he's driving fine. Like I'm not gonna bother him. So Alberta is like really good, man. I'm super grateful that we're actually able to do all this stuff. Because that's like especially for people in BC, man. Like that's their passion. That's their expression of themselves. And if they can't do that, then you know that energy has to go somewhere.
That's true. Imagine doing what you love. Anything, doesn't have to be cars, and then the cops being like, no, you can't do that. You know what I mean?
Okay, imagine if you loved painting.
Yeah, exactly.
And then a cop told you that you can never use the colors red or blue. Like,
and so you have to do it low key, or you're forced to stop. It's so dumb.
I
don't know what they're trying to do.
I don't know. Like, Birdie's a great example of cars being related to art. He's like perfectly integrated his art with his car, and it's just like if he was unable to modify his car, I don't know, you know, it's just like it totally changes things. Some people's businesses, like Reggie Ma from Night Runner, his business is related to his car, the same way that ours is. Like, we use our cars as marketing tools. We use our cars to express ourselves and express our passions. And if he can't use that, then like it's hindering his business.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's just interesting to see like how people deal with it.
Another question that ties into this that we got was pullovers on road trips. So we got asked like, how that happens or what our thought process is. But it does happen quite a bit. And as you guys know, one of our biggest videos on YouTube, what was it? The one where we went to Edmonton.
All of us get pulled over.
All of us get pulled over. Yeah, that one was like one of my personal favorite videos. But we're all squatted up like 10 to 12 like sick fucking JDM cars. And then like these troopers, like roadside cops, just like pull all of us over. And like, and like every other like road trip we do, like, we've been lucky obviously for a lot of them. But like, when we get pulled over, it's I don't know. How do you describe it?
It's just like, it's kind of expected in some cases, like, especially when you guys went to Edmonton, I wasn't there for that trip, but I think Scott or someone was like hanging out the windows, or Rob was it? Yeah. Cat Rob.
Yeah, Cat Rob.
He was like hanging out the windows taking photos, and I think
that's the reason
why, because you guys were like blocking 2 lanes. When you do rollers, you got to have like one car and one lane. So that's kind of why that they got reported.
You have to be like conscious of what you're doing for sure. But there's been instances where we're just literally everyone's going the speed limit, everyone's just driving normally, and then cops come, and it's like, it's funny because like you're in this line of like 10 cars, and then you see a cop coming and you see them in your side/rear view mirror, and then it's like a game of chance. It's like, okay, are they gonna pull me over or like go past me? So it's like you're super scared shitting bricks, and then they like pass you, and they're like, oh my god, and they're like, are they gonna get the person in front of me? And then they're like, just go past him, and then like it's kind of like it's like
whoever's got the worst. I remember
whoever's had the highest modified car, I find.
Yeah, one time we were going through Airport Tunnel, which is a really bad spot to do anything. So just be wary, Calgary folk, especially you like people that just got your license and don't really know.
Or people that are like traveling to Calgary.
Airport Tunnel is it's a really nice tunnel. They built it a few years ago, and like we hit it up when they first built it the first few weeks, and it was great because there wasn't many cops out yet. And then I remember one night we were cruising. It was like me, you, Isaac,
and maybe Brad.
I think Brad was there too.
Those are
this like we were ripping through the tunnel. We weren't even going that fast. We were just doing a couple pulls, like listening to the sound of our cars, and then.
Were you in your Subaru?
No, I was in my Supra.
Really?
Actually, was I? No, it was Subi. It was definitely the Subi,
Yeah, so you're in your Subaru. I was in my R34. Bradley was in his R33, and Isaac was in his FD.
Yes.
And funny enough, Isaac's FD, just like all, rotaries, wasn't running right. So his car was really slow.
Yeah, so he couldn't even do pulls.
Yeah, we all had the turbo. It was like we were actually ripping it and going fast. And like Isaac's car, the slowest, was the one that got pulled over.
Yeah, because of the wing, for sure. Yeah, it's because of the.
Isaac it just looks. Cops are like, that one looks fast. pull him over.
Yeah, but I remember like I was about to do a pull, and then I looked to my right, and there's just a cop there, and I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah, seriously, I remember that out of nowhere, just like we're all ripping, like just vibing, and then like literally no one behind us, and then I like look up in my rear view, and there's a cop right beside us, like. Totally like sneak
he followed us for a while. He said he turned his lights off. Yeah, he was a British cop. He was really chill. But that's the thing. Like none of us got tickets. He basically just said like, yeah, drive safe. Like don't be doing stupid shit.
No, he wasn't chill.
Yeah, he was. He was super chill to me.
Dude. Yo, British cop. And, and nice is an oxymoron.
No, it is not. No, this guy was so chill, man.
Dude, I remember we drove off, and then he called us. He's like, you guys have to come back.
Yeah, but he just wanted to tell, like, did you get a ticket? Like, he just lectured us.
No, but we were pulled over for like an hour.
Yeah, always, man. They always take their time.
Yeah.
But like, so we all left because like, I don't know, you know how like you're supposed to wait for your homies and stuff like that? Like, we have a rule where like if one of us gets pulled over, like everybody else leaves because we, why should all of us suffer for one person? Basically. So we all left, and then I remember that Isaac had his insurance on his phone that he left in my car because we would always like trade cars when we drove. So he left his phone in my car because he was driving it earlier in the night, and then when we traded back, he left his phone in the car. So his insurance was on that phone, and that's like a huge problem because then the cop basically took Isaac's phone. I remember getting a phone call from Isaac, and I was like, "Yo, are you good, man?" And he was like, "Hi, this is Officer whatever." So we had to drive all the way back. Like he basically said, "If you don't all come back, I'm gonna give your friend like a lot of tickets." And obviously we're nice people, so we drove all the way back. Yeah, it was pretty nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
Like voluntarily driving back to a cop and like pulling over.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I forgot we used to do those what are they, Chinese like fire drills?
Yeah,
is that
yeah,
what they're
yeah.
called?
Yes.
So like there'd be like 4 to 6 of us just cruising, and then we'd be stopped at a red light, and then we're like, all right, switch cars, and we literally just like run out of our cars and switch into another car, and it'd be like different passenger in each car. So it's like
you
just
get
like
to talk to someone new.
chill in the room. It was cool. It was fun.
It was a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we had to go back, and this British cop, he was nice to me at least. I don't know. He said he's like, I used to know all these cars back in Britain, and he was telling me stories about like other people he had pulled over when he was in the UK and stuff like that. So at least he was like very chill to me. But I remember that Bradley could not get his glove box open.
Right.
Like it was like stuck
that.
shut or something. So he couldn't get his insurance or like license even to this cop.
Yeah, and he's like, dude, I'm trying to call my mom.
Yeah,
It was like 2 a.m. or something. It was like,
but yeah, like
Bradley started crying, and like we had to like cheer him up.
I don't think any of us got tickets.
No.
At least I didn't
No,
personally.
I didn't.
But he was nice to me. He basically just said like, don't be an idiot, like, drive safe. And then he even said like, I don't want to interrupt your guys' cruise, so like you guys can cruise home, just don't do anything stupid.
I remember that was around like midnight too, right?
Yeah, it was late, man.
Yeah, and then we kept
really
cruising.
late.
Didn't we get pulled over again later?
Oh,
that night?
yeah, we went to a community, and
Yeah.
there was a cop that like followed us into the community.
Yes.
And then like, yeah, did he pull us over, or did he just
yeah,
like?
I think we did, and we're like, sir, we just got pulled over. Like, can you chill a little bit?
Like we know. We literally just went through this. That's right. I do remember that.
Yeah. Remember when I forget, we were at this like we were squatted up at this one house party, and then like we all did donuts in the cul-de-sac.
Oh yeah.
And then like someone came out. And
Yeah.
was like, "What are you
No,
doing?"
it was my friend's dad, and like,
Don't be share no names.
No names. But it was way back in like post high school days. So like it was a high school friend of mine, and then like her dad came out and was like bitching at me, and he was just like so pissed.
Yeah.
I was like, all right.
Sir. I think we got kicked out.
Yeah, we did. Because we drifted and we went to go like get something or pick someone up.
Oh, did we? No, I think we drifted because we got kicked out. And obviously this is when we're like young and like stuff, so we're doing stupid stuff. What I remember is we got kicked out, so we were pissed. So we're like, yo, let's all do like snow donuts outside of the house.
No. We got kicked out because we drifted and then came back. And I remember like I forgot my wallet or like hoodie or something there. So I was like, yo, like, yeah, I'll leave. Yes, I will leave. But I left something inside.
Yo, yeah, that awkward moment because we got pretty sure we all drifted. Made the father upset.
Yeah, he's like,
and
then, yo, get the fuck out of here. I'm
like
calling
the
cops.
whole squad did donuts. And then Jesse's like, shit, I forgot my wallet. So you had to do that awkward walk of shame. Like,
oh, dude. So
no, I don't know anything about those donuts. He just
yeah, he was pissed though.
Yeah. Oh, those were the days.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, good times. Oh, and then one time we always used to drive. There's this club in Calgary called Murmur, and we used to do like Murmur flybys.
Who remembers Murmur, Calgary?
So we would like literally just rip past the smoke pit, and it was cool because this is when Locals first started. So in the first few weeks that we were doing it, like eventually people were like, "Oh, Locals!" like in the smoke pit, and we were like getting recognized.
Yeah, it was the first time like we started getting recognized.
Yeah, the first time I remember getting recognized was when we drove past Commonwealth, and so I just remember someone saying like, "Wow, I see Locals."
Yeah.
And it was like really cool.
And like Stephen Ave, we'd always be cruising and people would be like, yo, is that Fast and Furious?
Yeah,
or, you know what I mean? Or like, and then that transition to Locals. Yo, why I see Locals? But yeah, Murmur pulls, man. It'd be like 10 of us squatted up and it'd be like, and then like smoke pit would be like, woo, and then the next car would like drift. Remember when I got pulled over?
Yeah.
Right outside of Murmur?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Like, you got more to share about?
No, not really.
Do you remember what happened? Like,
I just speeded and there's a cop hidden there.
Ah, shit.
But yeah.
Yeah, so one of the first, okay, obviously I got my Supra in October and I parked it right away because winter was coming. But I did get like a pretty bad speeding ticket before I parked it. That was like the first few days I had it. I was like doing a pull, and then he was like, "You were going 105 in like a 50 zone." I was like, "What the hell?" And like, it was at that moment that I realized like this car is like way faster than my previous car.
No, cops cap though, bro. They lie.
Yeah, I know, right? I was like, dude, no, there is no way. And then I was like really proud of the Supra. So he's like, oh, is this? I was like, how is that even possible? And he's like, is this thing turbo? I was like, yeah, it's twin turbo. So I was like, yeah. So, but anyways, like, so I got that ticket, and then I parked the car for winter. And then we pulled it out. I remember it was early because it was February or March, and it was like pretty nice weather. So I pulled my Supra out for like literally one day, just one cruise, and we went into the Murmur parking lot to do a Murmur flyby, as we mentioned.
Murmur pulls.
And there was a little like patch of ice, and it was me, Bradley, and Mitch. So the order of the cars was like Bradley's R33 was first, and then it was me and my Supra, and then it was Mitch behind me. And there was a little patch of ice in the parking lot. So we were driving through the parking lot to go to the smoke pit to do our flyby, and Bradley drifted on the ice. And like I was like, oh, that looked like fun. I've never drifted my Supra before, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna try it. And I like drifted my Supra on the ice, and then for some reason a cop like was following us, and he pulled me over instead of Bradley, even though Bradley did it first and was like in front of me.
It's because it's a Supra.
Yeah, I know, it's such bullshit. But like Bradley drove away, and then the cop like cut me off and like flipped the lights on, and it was like right in front of the smoke pit.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was so embarrassing. We were there for like an hour. Like cops always take their time.
But
like,
yeah, those were the days, man. Like we'd all meet up, squat up, and just like do stuff like that all day, every day.
Super late night.
Yeah, late night, just like it's crazy, man. It was like a parade of like sick JDM cars just squatted up, causing a ruckus and like making memories and like hell yeah. Which I guess is a good time to lead into our next IG question. By the way, if you guys have questions for us for episode 3, the next podcast episode, so say if you're watching this on IGTV, just comment your question or use the questionnaire like the, what's it called on IG?
We have a highlighted story.
Yeah, highlighted story. Or if you're listening on YouTube, just comment your question. But yeah, so this is a big one that we get asked a lot. What happened to blank, whoever's name, and why aren't they in the videos anymore? Why don't we see them? So I guess we'll like answer this for like anyone. So like where is
we won't
anyone?
go like specifically into why, but
well like,
or do you want to?
Well like, I don't know, just like
okay,
there's nothing we're hiding, right?
Yeah. Like, true. We want to be very transparent in these videos. So one of the biggest reasons is that people just grow and maybe their interests change. So like I know a lot of people that used to be in the videos and maybe aren't anymore. Like it's as simple as they just like got a full-time job, or they bought a house, or they like got out of cars, or they just like, you know, we grew apart as friends, and there's no like reason or no like beef or anything for that. It's just like, you know, friends grow apart. Like, you know, I guess what do you have to say about that?
Yeah, just I guess first of all, we're super thankful for anyone that comes along in the Lowcals journey and like invests part of their lives and like is in the videos or helps build the brand or helps give us resources. But like you were saying, like people change, people like their interests change, they grow older, they get jobs.
Lose interest in cars.
Exactly. So it's just like, just because we're in like I guess the public eye and we have videos, like people see this, but like same reason people leave your guys' lives. You know?
Yeah, you've all had friends and now you don't talk to them as much anymore. It's like, it's just a natural part of life, but because that we are in like more of a public eye, like people love drama, so they automatically jump to the conclusion of like, oh, there's beef, like something's going on, like, and then they make up stories and just, you know, rumors get spread and things like that. So like things are not always as they seem.
It's like just lives, like everyone's lives are so different and busy, and like everyone's got different stuff going on, so it's just that really we're not, and like people are free as long as we vibe with them to come and hang out and chill, and they're free to leave. It's not like we got a contract with these people. Right? You have to stay.
Yeah, you got to be in the videos, man.
So like I said, super thankful that every single one of these individuals invested a part of their lives into being a part of Lowcals. But you know, if you decide to leave and you're gone, then like that's cool. Like we're not gonna like hate you or be sad or like feel any hard feelings about it. we're not gonna like constantly think about it and like
dwell
want to
on
get you back
exactly,
or anything
right?
like that. You know what I mean? It's just like
Yeah.
we're always evolving.
Another really big point is every single person that we've encountered has had like a significant impact on us or taught us a lesson, or like we've been
Very
able to
true.
learn something from every single person that we've come in contact with. Like I'm a big believer that everything has like a lesson to be derived from it. So you know the old saying like everything happens for a reason. It's kind of like that, but maybe less spiritual, more just like what can I learn from this person, or like what did this experience teach me about my life?
Yeah, no, I'd say it's like personally 100% like more spiritual because it's like literally everything does have a lesson. It's
Yeah.
like your life is like guided, and it's like you learn from people, you learn from your mistakes, you have experiences that you learn from, and it's like it all shapes you into becoming the individual you're
That's
meant
true,
to
yeah.
be or want to become. So it's like nothing happens at a random. Everything's a lesson, and like you just need to apply
Yeah.
it.
Even like enemies, like people that we maybe got along with at one point and now we don't get along with them. It's just like a natural cause of life, I guess, like the course that we take and different directions go about and different opinions, things like that. But there's always a reason, there's always a lesson to be learned from that. And there's always like something that you can apply that to in like future situations.
Yeah,
So
100%.
I don't know. We've definitely learned a lot, and we're like smarter in the future, kind of about
Yeah.
who we
Oh,
let
yeah.
into our circle
Yep.
and things like that.
Yeah, and just always evolving. Like, life's different eras, so it's like one era, like especially you OGs, like OGs that have been with us from the beginning. You know that we've like cycled through like lots and lots of people, and like you have a certain era of your group that consists of these members, and you achieved this.
Yeah.
And then people left, and then you get this new group of like people, like friends, and then like you guys do this, and it's like life's just like split up in eras, and you're always continually growing. And the past shapes you and you learn from it, but you should never be like stuck in the past. So it's like when things happen, when lessons are learned or people leave or whatever, it's like right away accept it. It is what it is. Learn what you need to learn from it, and like move on. There's
Definitely.
no like looking back is just kind of like if it's anything more than just like learning from the lesson or reflecting on the times, it's like it's just kind of a waste of time in my opinion. So like, you should always be like just looking at the future, because that's where you're headed. You're not going back, right?
Yeah,
So it's
very true. If someone came and left, like maybe they left for a reason, or maybe that that serves to show you something. But appreciate the times, live in the moment, enjoy it as it is. But don't be stressed about trying to bring that person back, or like
that goes for like relationships too. If you have an ex that
true.
you're like emotionally attached to and you want to get him back in the new year, like you know what I mean? Just like
just like don't worry about it. Just let things
just
be natural.
Flow.
Very
Especially with 2020 coming up, just like you can't force anything.
Yeah.
You can't force it. Everything's like
you.
natural.
Yes. Yeah, that's the biggest thing that I'd say in 2020 is just like be you, do what you want. Don't really worry about like obviously worry about the people that you're close to, but like don't do things for other people's appeasement.
100%.
Never try to like, especially your parents, man. Like love your parents, respect your parents, but never do something just to make them happy if it doesn't make you happy. Like your happiness, and from a totally non-selfish perspective, like your happiness is the most important
priority.
thing. Yeah,
100%. Yeah, I'd say that isn't even like selfish.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
Like that. Why has society made it so that it seems selfish to care about yourself?
Yeah, even saying like I love myself.
Yeah.
Like why is that saying like weird?
It feels unnatural to say.
Because like people in the it's like, oh, don't be conceited.
Yeah.
Oh, you're so self-centered. Like
so true.
You're supposed to like love yourself first, and that's what brings in like loving circumstances.
That's what attracts other people that also love themselves, and like you're able to do so much more things than if you're codependent and trying to like rely on each other for that happiness and that love. Yeah,
I'm listening to a book right now, High Performance Habits by Brendan Burchard, and he's saying these high performers, these successful people, all talk about their energy. So there's like physical energy, your willingness to like do something, and then mental energy, like how you feel. So they always want to stay in this consistent good energy state. And they do anything in their will to avoid anything to like mess up their good energy. So say you're happy, you're energetic, you're focused on what you want. The people around you are uplifting. You're in that good energy, good vibe state. And then like say there's like a toxic, negative person. that will come and like kind of like mess up with your vibe. So you learn like, oh, I don't want to be around like this person, or I don't want to be in this circumstance again. Like protect your energy.
Yes. That's a really
good one, especially with 2020 like coming up. Like only surround yourself with people that like support you and what you want, and like keep your good energy, keep your good vibe, because like life's so short.
Yes. There's a lot of friend groups that are just like really toxic, and like to the point where they only bring each other down to each other's levels. So say like one person's having a bad day or a bad week or something, like they're gonna go to their friends and try to like induce empathy out of them and bring them down to that same level.
Yeah, like misery loves company.
Exactly, for sure, man. Like people are feeling bad about themselves, so they try to bring other people down to that same level. So just be really consciously aware of like, try to read energy levels and see, like, is this person is he really trying to like, get advice out of me, or is he trying to bring me down to his level and make me feel negative too?
Yes.
Like, what is the purpose of this conversation? And like, just really protect your energy. Be able to read those energy levels.
Because me and you know a certain someone that will talk to us every once in a while, and they'll be listing the negative aspects that are happening to them, and it's super. What's the word? That's like it's like self-centered. Like it's like. Hey guys, how's it going? Like, oh man, this is happening to me, and this is happening to me, and this happened to me, and I think this is gonna happen to me, and it's like negative thing after negative thing after negative thing, and like when this person is speaking to us, I find myself not listening at all. As rude as that sounds, but it's literally in one ear, out the other.
Yeah, he's not. It's not that he's asking for. It's okay. It's not that this person is asking for advice or how to like deal with it. It's literally just telling us that so that our energy level lowers and matches their energy level.
And we used to kind of retaliate, for lack of better words. So we would get a negative aspect issue that he would tell us about, and we'd be like, oh, okay, well, you could try this to fix that, or this, or this. And it's like when he's given advice or things that are out of his comfort zone, he's like, no. I just imagine him with like a sword, and he's just like, no. Like he like this person just wants to be negative. So it's like we've tried to like retaliate and like give advice and give options and like different perspectives, but this person's just so focused on being in this negative state and wanting to be in this negative state. Because misery loves company. People want people to feel sorry for them. It's like
especially like I feel like it's becoming like even worse. Like people are seeking attention by trying to have the worst situation. They're posting on Facebook and Instagram, like they're literally, if they don't have anything going for them, the only thing that they can have going for them is being the worst or like the most victimized person. So they'll try to like bring everybody else to their level by making them feel like, oh, I am the biggest victim. Like all this stuff is happening to me and me alone.
Yeah. And this is all like subconscious too. So like really reflect on like if you know someone or if you're doing this subconsciously, because obviously you're not like, oh, I feel like shit, I'm going to try to make these guys feel like shit too. It's all subconscious, it's all like, damn, this happened to me. I'm going to vent to these people. And it's like, I'm just like so focused on like protecting energy and being in a good vibe and like not in a delusional way, but just like in a protective way. Like I want to be feeling good. So whenever I hear any or interact with any like sort of negativity, it's just like I don't interact with it at all. So it's not like I hear something negative and I no longer respond with oh, how about this? Unless they're willing to listen.
You can only help people that want to be helped.
Exactly. So it's just like hear them out if you're forced to, so you're not a dick, and then just move on. Like you don't need to be invested in other people's problems. Yeah.
And another big thing is like all energy that's projected in the world comes from within. So if you're seeing someone that is constantly being negative, like they're probably in a very negative state in their own mind. So just try to recognize like what someone is saying and then analyze like what does this mean? Like how are they feeling if this is what they're saying? And especially like if you're trying to bring people down constantly and if you're constantly talking bad about other people, then self-reflect on that and examine like, why am I talking bad about this person? Is it because I feel bad about that of myself? Like things you don't like about other people are reflections of what you don't like about yourself.
Yeah, that quote, that's like what you see in other people is what you see in yourself. So if you see certain positive attributes in people, it's because you have those in you. And if you see negative attributes in people, it's because you have those in you. And it takes some real self-reflection and like close conscious awareness to help realize this.
It takes a long time, like honestly years of like personal development and self-development to get to the point where you can actually recognize, you know, this is how I feel about myself. And it's hard too. It's like you have to face hard truths. Like you have to be completely honest with yourself, because obviously everyone wants to be happy, obviously everyone wants to be you know, fulfilled, but you can't do that if there's a part of you that you're not looking at. So a lot of people will just try to like hide the bad in themselves and like be like, oh no, that's not me, I don't have that. But then that always gets projected.
Yeah. And that's part of like self-esteem. And like coming into the new year, you should really like just like analyze yourself as a person. So it's like, what are my good attributes? What are my bad attributes? You know, what are my goals? Like these highly successful people are very, very clear on themselves, very, very clear on their goals. Like the more clear you are, like the more, you know, like positive, the more you can accomplish. Like you just have to be really clear about yourself. Self-awareness is key, is number one, you know, just like the more clear you are, the better. So really like analyze yourself as an individual, you know?
Yeah. Don't lie to yourself either.
No, it's because you're just wasting time.
Yourself. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. A lot of people have trouble confronting this because they want to think highly of themselves, so they'll lie to themselves about their negative parts. So just don't lie to yourself. Be 100% straight up. If there's something that needs to be addressed, address it. And like, just don't lie to yourself.
Yeah, and I guess that talk right there. We had an IG question that asked how someone can get into motivation or living life to the fullest, and like I'd say pretty much what we just talked about. That went southern there for a second. But just like self-reflection and conscious awareness is key.
Self-awareness,
just like
huge.
Yeah, just like really learn and reflect about yourself. Know what your positives and negatives are, and
strengths and weaknesses. The more you know about yourself, the better. The better you can be to other people. The nicer you can be to everyone, man. Like everything that you project outwards comes from within. So just really reflect on yourself, and then that energy will naturally project outwards.
And after you get that self-reflection, like I think working on the goals, your personal goals, and like we're saying, tied into emotional, like goals you truly want because of the feeling it brings to you. So like really plan out what you guys want to accomplish for the new year.
Yeah.
And another good concept that I thought of is like a lot of goals may seem like far away because you don't know how to fully get there, especially if you have big goals. And big goals are good because they force you to grow and try new things and step out of your comfort zone. And I had this like analogy where it's like, say you're in Vancouver, which is on the west coast of Canada, and you want to drive to Toronto, which is on the east coast. Obviously, you can't see Toronto from Vancouver, but you're in Vancouver and your goal is to go to Toronto. You can only see like a certain 100 meters of road ahead of you. So it's like same thing goes for goals. Say your goal is like Toronto in this case, and your start is Vancouver. You can only see a few steps ahead of you. So like all you need is the next few steps towards your goal, and then that'll lead you to your next few steps, and then your next few steps.
So true.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to see the end goal to know that you want to go there, or to even start the process of going there. You just have to see the next few steps.
Exactly.
That's extremely valuable.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. So it's like, just that. I don't know if you can relate that to like something personal right now, but just like you don't need to know how to get to your big end goal. Yeah. And by the way, set big goals for the new year because like I said, huge goals just like force growth and like
don't cut yourself short.
No. Like big goals that like the average Joe would be like, nah, dude, you're crazy. How are you going to do that?
Yeah. If people are telling you you're wrong and you can't do it, then that means your goal is like, it's a good level. It's a good goal because the regular person doesn't think it's possible. Yeah.
So if you don't be an average Joe, don't listen to average Joes. Yeah. And that like ties in with like self-love and self-awareness is like, you know what you want because it's coming from you, your intuition, your wants, your desires. Like, you can't be asking other people what they think or
Yeah,
what, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
so
like
true.
it's your personalized goal. Everyone's so
Yeah.
different. You're made up of like millions of different molecules and biology and like, you know,
Yeah,
just can't
different
be
DNA,
relying
yeah.
on other people.
Yeah. Yeah, because if as soon as you put your goal into someone else's hands or like someone else's opinion, then it's no longer your goal. Like you're
Yeah.
just subject to whatever they say about it. So
Yeah.
don't base your goals or your opinions on other people's
Yeah.
thoughts of you.
Yeah.
Just what do you want? Why do you want it? And then focus
Yeah.
on that. You know, you can tell people, you can obviously like confide with your friends and things like that, but don't, if they have an opinion that you don't agree with, then like you don't have to listen to it. You don't have to believe it. Especially parents, if they're like, oh no, you shouldn't do that. You can't do this. Like, what do you want? It doesn't matter what they think. It's not their life. So
Yeah.
just do what you want to do.
That's so important. It's like you're living this life for you and
Yes.
your happiness. And even if like your parents or friends or whatever disagree with you, in the end they want you to be happy. They just think they know what
Yeah.
will make you happy. But you know, times change, generation change. Everyone has different likes and interests and are
Yeah.
striving for different things. So like, yeah, just like really go on this life journey for self-fulfillment.
Yeah. So next, I guess this is a really good one to kind of lead into, is just the process of developing our brand.
Yeah, so we got asked, seems like we get asked this a lot, which is a good thing, but we got asked what the process is for developing a clothing brand or any brand just in general, like your own personal brand, what the process is for that. And Jesse has all the answers, so go.
Process of developing a brand. So I would say the first thing is have a purpose. Like, why do you want to make this brand? So same thing as before. If you have a goal that's not attached to a purpose, you're probably not going to actually go through with it. If you
or an emotion.
Yeah, exactly. If you say like, oh, I want to go to the gym, and then you don't have a reason for it, you're probably not going to go to the gym for very long. So same thing with creating a brand. If you want to create a brand that actually sets you up for life, you know, you have followers and supporters and people that really like, you know, support you and things like that, you need to have a reason for doing it and a reason for doing it every day, because it never ends. Like you can't just, it's not like you can create a brand and then all of a sudden you're done and like it's just going to be a successful brand because that's what you wanted to do. It's like you need a reason for it and like purpose behind it. Like what is the message you want to spread? What is the, you know, what do you want to get across to people? Like, what do you have to offer the world that makes you unique and that makes you valuable? Like, why? Why do you want to do this? So that's the biggest one to
and
start
that ties
off
into
with.
like goal clarity.
Yeah, 100%.
So you got to have purpose and like emotion attached to what you want your brand to be, because it's like, oh, I just want to have a sick brand and I want everyone to wear it. Like that's not good enough.
Nope.
You need to like spend time on actually writing down like what you want out of your brand, what your brand's purpose is, like, you know what I mean? Like planning, the more clear you are, you know, the more basically clarity and like success are like really close together. So if you have a vague like, I don't know where to like start or what to do, like that's what you need to do then. You need to like,
or if you're just making a brand because it's the cool thing to do, like a lot of times nowadays, like entrepreneurship is kind of like
mainstream, cool.
It's very mainstream, yeah. Like people think it's cool, but like they lose sight of the actual reason behind it, and they just want to do it because it's cool or because other people will think they're cool. So just really getting in touch with like that element of things and making sure you're not doing it for a superficial like cool factor. Like do it for you because you want to do it, not because other people will think you're cool for doing it.
Yeah, that's another thing. This is like, I was thinking about this the other day. You have to be cool before other people will think you're cool. So like what I mean by this is like pop culture and stuff that's cool right now is already cool. So if you want to be the next cool thing, you have to do that and then it'll become cool. You know what I mean? It's like it's like at first, look at all the like success stories and all that. At first these people are viewed as weird or like outcasts, and then they start gaining traction and momentum, and then they like blow up into this big thing, and then people are like, oh, you're so cool, man. You know what I mean? It's like you don't focus what you want to do off of pop culture and what's sick right now. Just like do what you want.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
And things change so quickly. Like what's cool now will not be as cool tomorrow. So just don't try to be cool. Just be your own version of cool.
Yeah.
I guess
just
is like a
basically just do what you want. Like your actual self. Like I don't know, I feel like meditation
Yes.
helps with this, and like really searching within and writing down your goals. It's like, there's a statistic that is if you actually write down your goals, your brain works better and you're able to generate ideas better. And it's like, just actually do that self-reflection. Don't try to like, because obviously there's so much media, social media, and so many other people with opinions. Like they could really direct and like skew your thought process. So you really need to like shut out like outside opinion and like really reflect on what you want from the inside, like intuition wise.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah,
that's very true.
And like just even if you're weird or an outcast at the beginning, it's all good, because if you stick to it and it's what you truly want, you'll be cool.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because like at first, think if you have this weird YouTube idea and you're like, oh, I want to do this on YouTube. Everyone around you will be like, oh, that's weird, no one's gonna watch that, like what's the point of that? You stick to it because it's what you truly want to do, and then it gets big. And then people are like, oh man, that's so sick that you did this. You know what I mean? It's like you have to be that cool factor before it becomes cool.
You know, the saying like you're one in a million. Mm-hmm. Like there's like so many people.
You listen
in
to
the
Miley
world.
Cyrus, bro?
There's like so many people in the world that even if you are like one in a million, there is a huge chance that there's a lot of other people that feel the same way. So if you think something's cool but nobody else thinks it's cool around you, then why should that deter you from doing it? Because there is people like you in the world, and there is other people that are gonna like vibe with you on the same level.
Exactly.
So don't base what you want to do on other people's opinions.
100%.
Just do it.
Yep. I think that was a good talk.
Yeah.
I think we should probably cap this here. One thing I want to mention. It really helps us out if you guys share the podcast. So if you're on IG right now, if you share the IGTV episode on your story,
just press that little arrow button.
Forever.
Yeah.
Thank you. It helps us a lot. It helps us do the giveaways on this. Oh, by the way, we got to do the giveaway right now.
Oh yeah, true.
What's some words, bro?
All right. So drop a comment down below. You're gonna be commenting modern mindset
is
great.
No. Okay, yeah.
He's cool.
Okay, he's getting lamer every episode. We'll have a better one picked up for episode 3.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, super quick. A lot of people have been asking for guests on the podcast.
Right.
Robbie Ferreria. If you want to see guests on the podcast, that Robbie, like Adam, LZ, TJ, anyone, not even car people, just like comment who you want to see on the podcast. They might not physically be here, but we'll be able to screen capture them and record their audio. Just comment the name of that person, and if you see that comment of that person and want to see them on, just like that comment.
Yes.
So we'll see what the demand is for people.
And the more you share this episode, the bigger chance that we'll have to actually get these people on the podcast. So obviously, the more you share it, the more people that see this, the better we're able to provide to you guys, and the more value we're able to bring. So please share the episode. It means a lot.
So what was it? Modern Mindset is cool?
Modern Mindset is cool. Drop it down below.
So just comment that and you're entered to win.
Yeah.
Congratulations to the winners of first episode.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to episode 3. Once again, we're on IGTV, YouTube, and Spotify, and TikTok. If you guys are on TikTok, YYC Locals. And if you're not on TikTok, you will be eventually. I'm calling it right now.
One more thing. We're playing around with the idea of bringing in callers for the next episode.
True.
So just leave a comment if you're interested in calling in. And how should we do that?
Yeah, or like we'll call them on the episode. So if you have anything to say or a question or anything like that.
Should it be like drop your phone number down below?
Yeah, we'll figure.
Okay, so if you want us to call you in the next episode, we usually film them like midday Friday Mountain Time. So either drop your phone number in the comments below or send us a DM with your phone number.
Other people will call. People don't want to like leave their number up.
I know, that's what I'm saying, right?
We'll figure it out.
A question box then with phone numbers?
Maybe. Yeah.
Okay, whatever. Stay tuned for that. We'll be posting it. You guys will figure it out. But we'll be calling a few people and getting some actual like live questions and talking to you guys. So
thank you for listening to episode 2
Much
of Modern Mindset. Stay tuned for episode 3.
Should I say it?
Share the podcast.
See you guys next year.
Lame.
Boo. All right, thanks for watching, guys.
Peace.
Bye-bye.